to FPP. You could be securing an open line of communication between a child and their mother.
Because that money goes towards phone calls, right?
Yep, towards phone calls, towards gas cards for caregivers to bring those children to the visits. And along with like educational opportunities and opportunities for sports, opportunities for educational, any ways to like support the children at home and the families, and then the moms.
And help them stay connected.
Yes, stay connected. So,
y'all come on up.
Yeah, y'all come on up.
Wow, what an honor to be here tonight. My name is Ruth Anthony. I have been connected with the Family Preservation Project since I was an intern in school. That was nearly 5 years ago. Yeah, I've stayed connected through my passion for the work and the community that FPP is. It's really been a healing journey for many folks here, and one for myself as a CIP as well. And now I'm here today. So what we have been working on is we've been co-developing alongside these amazing young people and Jessica Katz, the Youth Advisory Council. And what we aim to do and the work that we do is building awareness and doing advocacy work around the Bill of Rights of children of incarcerated parents. Right. And then if we can just start with introductions. Go ahead and state your name. Oh, great.
My name is Sophia Montoya. I am 14. A strength of mine is I'm a good communicator and a good listener. An accomplishment is I push through every day.
My name is Marco Brewer. I'm 23, and a strength of mine is just being a good family member and a good big brother.
I'm Malik. I'm 16, and a strength of mine is standing up for people. An accomplishment of mine is getting my driver's license.
Hi, I'm Celine. I am currently 17. Senior in high school, and I'd say an accomplishment is that I'm better than I was yesterday.
My name is Haley. I'm 21 years old, and one of my biggest strengths is being so passionate about my job.
Thank you all. Can we just give them all just one more round of applause? All right, so we've talked a lot about healing tonight. When we think back to your healing journeys, what was the most helpful step in the process for you, if you could narrow it down?
Probably just having my family there for me to understand and be there for me through the hard times.
For me, probably knowing that my brother was going through the same thing, so I wasn't alone. And same with my grandma. It wasn't just me being affected by my mom's incarceration, it was everyone in my family. So I felt like I had people with me.
For me, it was probably the people around me validating my emotions and telling me that I wasn't wrong for feeling what I was, and that I felt comfortable to express my emotions to people.
For me, the most helpful step of healing was kind of after developing this group of, the youth advisory and the FPP alumni and all that. Just having a group of people to talk to that you could relate to, because during the situation, I grew up with no friends who parents were locked up, or at the time, I guess. So it's like not a single of my friend could relate. And, like little things like, what are you guys doing tomorrow? And they're just like, tomorrow's Father's Day. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that. And so just getting with this group of people that kind of like have lived what I've lived was the most helpful.
Beautiful. Thank you all. What advice would you give a young person going through parental incarceration now?
I would say that it's going to be okay, that you are not alone, and there are people who do see you and do hear you, and that your voice does matter.
Probably that, like, just because your parent is incarcerated doesn't mean that's your fault, and that doesn't define who you are, and that it gets better.
When we think about the Bill of Rights of children of incarcerated parents, what is one item on the bill you would want to see change in the community?
When I think of the Bill of Rights when it comes to children with incarcerated parents, I think of number 6, which is to speak with, see, and touch the incarcerated parent. It comes to mind because children have limited ability to make their own decisions. A child cannot take themselves to visit their parent. They need an adult with a good background, or even an adult with access to transportation or a cellular device, and money to accept and pay for calls. There are things that children don't have. These are things that children don't have control over, and the child may have the right, but they don't have the access. I spent a lot of time writing that. Just saying.
And well said, Haley.
I would probably say number 3, to be heard and respected by decision makers when decisions are made about the child, which is something I never got. Despite the advice from counselors and people in my life, and even my cries to my caseworker, she never cared to hear what I had to say. She viewed me as another file, another child to deal with, another kid in her job, but she never saw me as a little girl with dreams and a little girl who just wanted to see her mom.
And now we have a bill, thanks to Celine and her mom. So let's give them another round of applause.
So number 8, to not be judged, labeled, or blamed for the parents' incarceration. In places like schools and different things like that, this is what I think of, just, Mother's Day celebration, Father's Day celebration. I wish that we could just work to kind of eliminate the stigma around your parent being arrested. Number 4, to be considered when decisions are made about the child's parent. And number 3, to be heard and respected by decision makers when decisions are made about the child. Like, to this day, I don't really even know why my mom went to prison. I know the people that she was hanging around and some of the things they were doing, but I wasn't really involved in anything that happened, and it kind of just made it very vague and just unknown. And then number 1, to be protected from additional trauma at the time of the parental arrest. Some trauma that I go through from the time that my mom was arrested was just me being at the house alone with my little sister, who's younger than me, but I'm still young, so having to just kind of put her to bed and just act like things are okay while I was just 12 years old had created some trauma that I don't know how I see it necessarily to this day, but it makes me very protective of Malik, and I wish that night would have been handled differently.
Thank you all for sharing your experiences. The items on the bill that is most important to you, as you all saw them listed earlier in Like a Shield, it is a few among many. This bill was enacted in 2017, and we are still working to get implementation on these items. So it shows that this is continuing on to impact young people and children. So with all of your support, we would really appreciate anything that you can offer, whether that is spreading the word, talking to legislation, lawmakers, to the systems that is involved and impact these young people. It would mean so much. Thank you all for your time. Is there any closing thoughts from anyone? Maybe just anything you're looking forward to?
I want to start a career in social service work.
I work in schools. I'm looking forward to spring break. I don't know about the rest of you. All right. Well, if we can give them another round of applause.